The Rewind
Sports 60. From the city of big shoulders, the jewel of the Midwest, comes a sports show that's one of a kind. From iconic players to iconic stadiums to iconic teams, this is my kind of town. Chicago! And the Rewind Sports 60 is my kind of show. From Air Jordan to sweetness to Papa Bear Hallis, this city works hard, but plays even harder. Danny Carlino and Jerry Riles bring you the Rewind Sports 60. Live. The Rewind Sports 60 starts now.
Welcome, everyone, to another edition of the Rewind Sports 60. We're broadcasting from the world's famous Serenolo's Ristorante Italiano right here in the heart of Wheeling on the second floor from the lounge bar area. This is the Rewind Sports 60. I'm Jerry Riles, and let's get to our panel. He's the one. He's the only. He is DC, the Italian Stallion. He's Danny Carlino. What's up, DC?
Good to be with you yet again, Jerry. You were second floor, but luckily, considering the events of this weekend, you're not jumping off yet.
Not yet.
Right.
Not yet. Not yet, but I do have the little sauce going, sipping the sauce after this disappointing Bear loss. And of course, we welcome him back. You missed him, you love him, you can't get enough of him. He's the one, he's the only. He's Kelly Lee Williams. What's up, Kelly?
Oh my goodness, it's so good to be back, guys. It's good to see this guy again and this guy and all these guys. It's been a minute. I have been going through some things and still going through them, but I'm going to go through them with these guys because I can stand again. Yay! It's been a minute, but it's going to be back, guys. And I wouldn't call that Bears game a disappointment. You know, we're going to get to it, but
we're going to get to it right now.
Let's get to it. Let's get to it.
A lot of Bears are disappointed because they fall to the New England Patriots and Tom Brady by a final score of 38-31 over Soldier Field. And what a game, back and forth, tip and nuck. And unfortunately for the Bears and the Bear fans, they came up literally, just a little too short, Danny Carlino.
Sure was nip and tuck,
little too short. The last play of the game, the very last play of the game, Mitchell Trubisky, heave-ho, and he gets the ball down to the 1 yard line. Kevin White, the infamous Kevin White, leaps up, grabs the pass, comes down, and there are a host of New England Patriots defenders preventing him from getting to the end zone. They hold him. They get him down at the 1 yard line. Time expired. Bears walk away with a 3-3 slate, 38-31, their second straight loss. What were your thoughts?
That was a spectacular ending. The play was almost perfectly executed by both sides. I mean, they got pressure on Trubisky that may have cut a yard or two off of that pass, allowing it to was caught, but allowing not to be caught in the end zone.
Right.
But still delivered a great ball. What did he throw from the 40? So it was about 59-yarder.
Yeah.
Basically.
Unbelievable.
And you got like 7 Patriots waiting to tackle the guy. White caught it. Wasn't able to fall backward, but he did turn. But he had a welcoming committee of silver hats.
A slew of them.
But if they're not there and they don't wrap up properly, if they tackle like the Bears did last weekend on that kickoff return, we might still be playing that game.
But Kelly, can you imagine if Kevin White is able to get to the end zone on the very last play after making an incredible catch like that? What would have happened over at Soldier Field and the hopes that would have had for the Chicago Bears going into overtime?
I'm actually glad that they didn't get into the end zone.
Because?
Because they have a lot to learn, and they're learning very quickly. They are actually learning more in these last 6 games than they've had. We didn't know what the heck they had this entire preseason. No idea. Game 6. Now we know. Now we know that Mitchell Trubisky, this guy's a real deal. I like watching what this guy does. I mean, I saw a little Brett Favre, I saw a little Marino, saw a little Frank Tarkington.
Marino?
Yes, Marino.
Really?
Yes. The quick delivery. The quick delivery he has, I saw Dan Marino. Yes.
The difference between that is that he may have a quick delivery, you just don't know where he's throwing the ball and who he's throwing it to.
And he's learning with these guys, and apparently he's learning pretty dang quickly. Yeah, he didn't have too many passing yards, but he got them up and down the field. He kept them in the game despite all the drops, despite basically the special teams just not showing up at all, and despite the errors of the defense. They were a minute away from tying. They were like 1 centimeter away from tying the game, and that that was from Mitchell Trubisky and what he did today. And you know what? I'm watching this kid. I'm liking what I see.
Well, he's got a long way to go. His learning curve is.
But it's
really.
It's not a long learning curve. He has to do it now, because if he doesn't, they're going to look bad for the next couple of years. Matt Nagy doesn't look like we got another coach that doesn't know what he's doing.
Right.
They get going, but they're going the right direction. We didn't know if they were going the right or the wrong direction until the season started, and then holy God, look at this, 3-3 and talking about a playoff berth. I was thinking 4-12 when this thing was started. Before Mac.
They improved. Well, the record dropped to 3-3. They're at 500. And I was talking to a couple of people. Jason, one of the chefs here at Serenello's here in Wheeling, he's like, "Well, I'd rather have a 500 team at 3-3 right now than what we've been used to in the past." So,
with the losses from the Packers, the Patriots, the Dolphins, three winning teams. It's not like we got beat to death by the Cardinals or something like that.
But so
that was a close game.
It was a close game.
The problem is it's how the Bears are losing, because they could easily be, 5-1. I mean, they should have had that Miami game. Look at what they Detroit they handled them, I think. But look at how that happened with Miami a week ago, and then look, they're standing toe to toe more or less with Tom Brady and the New England Patriots. So, we could easily be 5-1, but you also, in my opinion, you gotta scratch your head sometimes when you're talking about the coaching staff and what's going on with them, some of the decisions that they're making at the end of the first half. And I know Cody Parkey and some of the other kickers around the league. Some of the other kickers around the league, I mean, they've been having it tough, but dude, the last play of the first half, you're going to do a flare out to Tariq Cohen to pretty much end the game instead of putting that guy out there. And I understand his longest, I think his career long is 54 yards. 58-yard attempt. I say roll the dice. Jason and I were watching the game, and we're like, dude, why don't you just have the kid kick the ball and see if Lady Luck comes in, if he kicks a 58-yard field goal?
Totally agree on that one. That was a very bad decision. He should have had Cody Parkey. Really? Can we what is up with the names? Cody Parkey? Come on, it sounds like a Lego character. It doesn't sound like a dang kicker.
Didn't they have a show on the Disney Channel?
Yeah, the Cody Parkey Show.
But that's part of the, some people scratching their head when Matt Nagy is making calls like this, right?
Well, he's going for it on fourth down, so he's taking some risks.
Right.
So, and this seems like a lot less. The only thing bad could happen is really is a block. You know what I mean?
And you have nothing to lose.
And if anything's wrong, just cover it and go in the locker room.
You certainly have nothing to lose.
The chances of the other one working are virtually nil.
But we have to remember, rookie coach. This coach is going to make mistakes, and he's making mistakes, and they're still 3-3. They could easily be 1-5 as well.
Right, that's exactly right. I can't remember who exactly was doing the color for the game, but going to commercial break, his comments were directly.
That didn't make any sense.
He said, "Yeah," he goes, "That didn't make any sense."
That last play.
I don't understand.
Nobody understood that.
There was a couple of plays before they tried to attempt the game-winning field goal last week. Like, what are you're gaining ground?
That's what.
You just need a few yards and.
Dude, yeah, you have a kicker, 58 yards. You're going into the locker room. Have him try it, man. Build his confidence up. If he comes up a little short, he goes, "Okay, now I know what I need to do to get that extra 50, extra couple yards to get the 58-yarder. You give them some type of confidence going into the locker room and proceeding down the road in the season, because you don't know if the scenario is going to present itself again, and you have to make an attempt.
And it's a no-pressure situation.
Exactly. You lose nothing. So that was in a lot of people's opinion, that was a bonehead missed decision by Matt Nagy and that coaching staff. You go back to Mitchell Trubisky. He played as effective as he will. Now, you talk about the comparison as far as Fran Tarkenton and Dan Marino and who's the other catcher? Brett Favre.
And that was a negative comparison to Brett Favre because of the interceptions. Because of when he got happy, he got into his zone, and then he started flying it. The ball started flying. There were a couple
other interceptions that luckily the Patriots dropped.
Exactly. Yes.
In the end zone.
And he has a couple. Every game could be interceptions.
Right.
But those two that was thrown to Miller and thrown to Bentley, those two should have been caught. Those receivers were out-fought. If a receiver's out-fought for an interception, I blame that on the receiver completely. That's not Trubisky's fault. But yes, he has thrown a lot of errant throws.
Yeah. But the reason I kind of wrinkle my brow a little bit when you make those comparisons is because the reason, and his rushing yards, Mitchell Trubisky for the Bears, 6 carries, 81 yards, 13.5 average for 1 touchdown, and the touchdown that he scored was unbelievable. Like you said, Danny, before the show, like he ran 100 yards to get 8 yards.
He ran 71 yards to get an 8-yard touchdown.
But the problem is when you break down film and you're watching what he's doing, and he is an effective runner. I'm impressed with his running ability and his running skills.
The third down play, 39 yards.
Yeah,
that made that drive possible.
Exactly. But what the problem is, the reason he's running, in my opinion, is because he's still not comfortable with his checkdowns. You know, if you remember on one drive, they showed it on CBS Channel 2. He's directing what receiver was it? Was it Miller? But he was no. What's the other kid? Taylor Gabriel.
Taylor Gabriel.
He's directing them to the end zone, pointing this way. Why? Because he's just locked in on this one receiver. He doesn't, in my opinion, do the checkdowns properly to find the open receiver. And what causes him, what ends up happening is he starts to scramble. He starts to run. The defense isn't prepared or unexpected because the field is wide open, so he gets those big gains. But he rebounds because he makes a mental mistake at the line of scrimmage when he's trying to find his receiver. And that's why the rushing yards are what they are, 6 for 81 yards.
It's good that he can do that because sometimes whether I make a mistake on a read, one of my receivers falls down, my line is not blocking for you know what, or the other team has just got a great front line, it's good to have that in your back pocket. But if you go to that well one too many times, A, he's putting himself in jeopardy, and B, you have good guys in your backfield. Typically, you want them leading the team in rushing, not you.
But we also have to remember that this is a team game. Now, if the special teams doesn't give up a kickoff return for a touchdown and the punt block for a touchdown,
unbelievable.
And if Leonard Floyd isn't covering James White on the flat, Leonard Floyd should never be covering a running back because Leonard Floyd isn't fast enough to cover a running back. It should have been someone else. That was the easiest touchdown. They were hoping. That score is 24-20. Those 3 touchdowns took him out of the game. And after that, they still almost got back in the game. So
they certainly did.
You give that to Trubisky. I give that to Trubisky. I give him, yes, he's young. He's young, yes, but he made mistakes, yes.
Yeah.
But you get the special teams. That's the special teams, and that's defense on that one.
And again, that's coaching. Today. He's Danny Carlino, the Italian Stallion. Kelly Lee Williams!
Yeah.
Truly, Jerry Riles. This is the Rewind Sports 60. Again, broadcasting from the world's famous Serenello's restaurant, the Italiano, right here in Wheeling on the second floor, the lounge bar area. We got to sip our sauce because the Bears fall to the New England Patriots by a final score of 38-31. Their record now a 3-3. Back-to-back losses. More conversation regarding your Chicago Bears coming up right after this short timeout.
It's the end of the quarter. Time for a break in the action. The hottest sports panel in Chicago will get back to the fast-paced action, streaming live on Facebook Live. We're back at it after this quick timeout, so don't you dare touch that iPhone, Android, iPad, Mac, or PC. Lock it in.
This portion of the Rewind Sports 60, broadcasting from Serenello's Ristorante, is brought to you by the Liquor Barn. They are friends of the program. From beers to spirits and champagne, the Liquor Barn is your libation destination for parties, banquets, weddings, and more. And don't forget to mark your calendars for the annual Wine Fest this fall. The Liquor Barn is located on the corner of Dundee and Milwaukee Avenue in Wheeling, 287 East Dundee Road, and their Niles location is 8170 West Golf Road. Feel free to drop by and say hello, and always remember to drink responsibly.
Chicago sports you want, you're in the right place.
Hello, Chicago!
The Rewind Sports 60.
That's the best in the city of Chicago.
This portion of the Rewind Sports 60, folks, is sponsored by Beamer Therapy. That's right. The Beamer improves microcirculation and promotes the blood flow in the smallest blood vessels. The Beamer improves the performance of body cells, which in turn favors the body's own self-healing. You don't believe me? Give Tess a call. Call Tess Ryan right now at 773-982-4020. That's 773-982-4020 to get started. Get Beamerized today. And I can tell you, I've got Beamerized, and boy, I feel like not a 17-year-old, but more like a 20-something-year-old, running and jumping and doing all sorts of things. Maybe the Bears should try this thing out and get Beamerized. They would run all over Soldier Field and come away with the victory. Unfortunately, they fall to Tom Brady, the GOAT, the best of all time, 38-31 over at Soldier Field. And the man that Kelly pegged as the next Brett Favre, the next.
I didn't say he was. I said he reminded me.
The next best. Dan
Marino.
Marino.
Hold on a second. When he brought up Brett Favre, I said, "Yeah, he looks like Brett Favre in Atlanta."
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
That's what he was kind of like.
Exactly.
Yin and yang going on there.
Mitchell Trubisky numbers at Soldier Field against the Pats: 26 of 50. 333 yards, folks. 6.7 average, 2 touchdowns, 2 INTs, of course. His passer rating, are you sitting down for this? Oof. A mere 69.8. So he's got a ways to go to get to those particular guys.
I said he reminded me of these
that's what
things.
we're talking about, ceiling and floor, and
he's on the
that's
floor.
a little bit lower than the floor that you want for a guy that's going to be a consistent guy going forward.
Yeah,
but,
a guy who throws 6 touchdowns against Tampa Bay.
Well, again, against Tampa Bay.
Against
So
anyone, I'm sorry. I mean, that's a great. How about the last time we saw a Bears quarterback do that at all? At all?
Tampa Bay has had horrible teams in the past that the Bears have played against, and they didn't do that. But still, it's that you have to compartment. That's the vision. That's the hope. That's the dream. Again, and it was the perfect storm at home. Tampa Bay is not very good. The defensive coordinator has been fired since then because they had another horrible game following that. So, last week against Miami, he was the beneficiary of a couple of great catches. This week, he part of his 26 out of 50 wasn't just his miscues throwing, but there were a couple of balls
drops.
Right,
balls
that's
with all
true.
the sun and stuff like that. So
Yes.
and then there was a couple of interceptions that were at worst 50-50.
Josh
The
Beverly,
guy was play some
couldn't get
defense,
one.
something.
Yeah.
So.
But the time he did move the ball, you can't see he does have control of the offense. He does know what he's doing. I don't think the wide receivers.
No, I don't know
have
if he
as
has
much
control of the offense. I think he has control over himself, and he gets into a panic mode, and he starts running, and it catches the defense off guard.
As much,
but
as
it's also coaching. It's also coaching, in my opinion, because Mr. Trubisky, there's no way your quarterback should be the leading rusher for your team. 6 carries for 81 yards, 13.5 average. The longest 39 yards. We remember that. There's no way in God's green earth that this guy should be leading the team in rushing. And I go right back to the coaching staff and Matt Nagy and those guys because, first of all, you got Jordan Howard.
Didn't get nearly enough touches.
Yeah.
You got Jordan Howard. Give him the football.
Well,
Give it to him.
Here's the other thing, too. The time of possession was about even. The Bears had the ball for maybe another 30 seconds more than the Patriots. The Patriots, between the turnovers and they scored twice without actually having the ball, you should be blowing them out of the water in time of possession when they literally scored twice without actually having the ball in their offensive possession. And that's where that comes in. As much as great as it is for Mitchell Trubisky to get that first down with a 39-yard and to scramble to get a touchdown out of a play that looked like might have been taken out of field goal range altogether.
Right.
That's great, but when you don't get those other guys involved, that makes those plays more necessary.
Right.
And you want those plays as an add-on more than, or as that maybe some trickery we can do it near the goal line versus I need you to do this because everything else is falling apart.
Yeah.
And Trubisky has to do this because he sees his receivers dropping the ball. If you see your receivers dropping the ball, what are you going to do?
Run the ball,
You're going to run the ball, exactly.
Run the ball. Listen, you got Tom Brady coming into your house. We know who he is.
Right.
The legacy. This guy's won 5 Super Bowls. This guy is going to the Hall of Fame. You're right. Time of possession. You don't want the ball in Tom Brady's hands. So how do you take it away from him?
Run it.
You run the rock. You got a stud running back who's had 2 1,000-yard plus
seasons in a row.
Bingo. Give the young boy the rock. I know he had a miscue a couple weeks ago or whatever. I get it. Let him run the football. The guy is averaging over 5 yards per carry. Give Jordan Howard the football and let him run. Hey, I'm a big fan of Tariq Cohen. I'm happy for the little guy, the little squirt guy, speedster guy. I love him. But he's not going to be my primary ball carrier on offense. They gave him the ball too many times, in my opinion.
Yeah. Throwing and passing.
He needs to be the check down guy. He needs to be the wild card.
Mm-hmm.
He needs to be the safety valve to prevent Trubisky from having to make those scrambles as often as he had to do in this game.
There may be a problem with that because I don't think this offense does that. This offense is not a between the tackles running offense. I don't think that's what.
But why?
And they could not beat the Patriots to the edge every time they went out wide.
No, and that's a problem. There has to be something done. They have to adjust to get Jordan Howard involved, or he's going to get bored, and they're going to have a problem in that offensive line, in that offensive backfield.
It doesn't make any sense to me because it seems like the Bears and the coaching staff, it's like they're trying to save Jordan Howard
later,
for the latter part of the season.
It might be too late.
It might be too late.
It might get your quarterback killed in the process.
You know what? Don't throw him the ball between the tackles.
Right.
Handle and let the defenses beat you at the line of scrimmage. If they show that they can beat you at the line of scrimmage, now you're using Tariq Cohen. Now you're dinking dunking to your tight end. Now you're telling your receivers you have to be responsible and catch the football that I'm throwing to you. But dude, and they script the first 15, sometimes first 20 plays. Give the ball to Jordan Howard,
right,
and let him run it.
It has to happen.
Yeah. If you do that, you talk about it, Kelly. They're in this football game. They're eating up clock. They're keeping Tom Brady on the sideline.
Trubisky's not throwing those interceptions because
not
he
throwing
doesn't have
interceptions.
to
Not to throw 50 passes either.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
I didn't know he's like 50. Are you kidding me?
He's slinging it, man. Jordan Howard, 12 carries for 39 yards, 3.3 average, 1 touchdown.
But when you lose them by the game was what it was at the point, but then you lose them by 2 touchdowns with 8 minutes to go.
And it looks even worse. It looks even worse now because they only lost by a touchdown. You use Jordan Howard right, they're winning by 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
That's the issue.
Yeah. And I heard last week on one of the shows, I think maybe even a coach's show, where Matt Nagy said, we're using him the right way. We're progressing the right way with Jordan Howard as far as the number of carries. He said we don't want to give him 24 plus carries per game. We're working with him the way we want him.
How many did he have?
12.
Exactly.
That's half.
They see it coming.
Yeah.
But it's the times that they're giving him the rock also. Again, to me, especially a team like this, you start off.
We're going to get off the bus running, right?
That's it.
Lovey?
That's Lovey Smith. Get off the bus and run it. And
Rex is our quarterback.
And just say, hey, if you can beat us, beat us. Don't listen. I know they want the world from Mitchell Trubisky. We all do. But it can't happen overnight.
I think the head coach had a heady. I think he got too heady. I think he thought that he could beat the Patriots with his game without using Jordan Howard as he should. I mean, he really leaned on Trubisky, like you said, 50 passes. That's leaning way too much on Trubisky. He got happy after that 6 touchdown game too, and I think that affected this team in a negative way because they thought they were farther than they are. And they're not, and their defense. Wow! If I see Khalil Mack dropping back in the coverage, there's something wrong with that. He should be rushing every single time.
His ankle is
right,
100%.
And there has to be some kind of cover for that, and it really wasn't. Leonard Floyd was getting beat on the edge all the time by James White. James White was kicking all their butts.
Here's the thing, though. How much percent you think that ankle is for Khalil Mack?
You know what?
He was iffy coming in.
The severity of it last week when it happened, it didn't look good, and we've all had an ankle sprain. And I know, with all the treatment, I talked about the Beamer, working on your body. It works effectively. But for a sprained ankle, and we don't know the severity of it, it's very difficult to come back the next week and play as effective as you possibly can. I know they taped it up. I know they probably shot him up, whatever they had to do. But still, you're talking about a sprained ankle that's going to take some time to heal. And the percent, I think he may be lucky if he's at 50%.
But here's the thing, too. 50%, 70%, whatever it is. Why did they bring him here? To
rush the recap.
So if his game is going to be diminished, why don't we use it in his diminished form at what he's best at versus diminished at
what he's not good at? Exactly. I mean, we should be hearing Roquan Smith's name all the time, and Achilles Smith. I was going to say Achilles Smith. Akeem Hicks. Akeem Hicks.
Yeah,
and we're not
didn't even hear that.
We heard Roquan Smith not until the second half.
1 sack in the last 2.
Yes.
So Brady dropped back 36 times. I think Osweiler over 40 last week. So that's almost 80 opportunities to sack the quarterback, and they have one.
Yeah, not good.
After the
Not
Well,
good
here's
at all.
the deal. You talk about Khalil Mack. He only had 1 tackle in the game, but what provided Brady the opportunity to do what he does is the fact that Khalil could not make those cuts. He could not, handle, the double teams or anything like that. So that took you out the game, which means you talk about Akeem Hicks, you talk about Roquan Smith, you talk about some of these other defenders. Now it's mano a mano, man on man, right? With a healthy Khalil Mack, he's double team, triple team, so that's going to free somebody up.
Right.
That's going to put pressure on the quarterback. With him with the gimpy leg like that, a gimpy ankle, that makes it even that much juicier for a New England Patriot offense. And you see what Tom Brady is able to do when he's
especially
got
without Gronkowski.
We were able to see what Brock Osweiler was able to do against this defense.
Can you imagine if Gronk was here? It would have been worse.
It would have been a lot worse.
It would have been ugly. It would have been ugly.
I wonder what they do with Mac. I mean, the next couple of weeks, again, it's hard to win an NFL game. I don't care who you're playing, but they got the Jets and the Bills.
They could have to rest him. Like, have to do
one of those games.
Again, with the treatment that you undergoing, it's going to be 2 weeks now when you get to the Jets game. But it's a little bit better, right? It's a little bit better. And again, the type of technology that they have today and the trainers that they have, the doctors and everybody working on
Aaron Rodgers, doctor. He'll have him back in 10 minutes,
right?
He won't know where he is, but he's gonna play.
But yeah, and I think it shows the true face. What of the Bears offense? What of the Bears defense? You got Kyle Fuller is doing a heck of a job, in my opinion. He's gotten beaten a couple times, but he's made some great defensive plays as well. We haven't heard much from Eddie Jackson, the young guy out of Alabama. I think we need a little bit more work from him consistently. But there's some other big-name players. You talk about Leonard Floyd. He's got to put pressure on the quarterback.
Yes.
He certainly has to do that. He's got a big claw. He's a big guy. He's quick. He's agile. He's got to use his talent and use his skill level a little bit more effective. Again, you're playing against a Hall of Fame, future Hall of Famer in Tom Brady, but you got to let him know that he's in a football game.
And there was really nobody letting him know anything. It's like Tom was barely touched. He was sacked once, but my goodness, it was forever. It took forever. It's like, let's take a sip of tea. I'll take a smoke over here. Call Giselle. Oh, there's Hogan. Oh, there's Item. Oh, yeah.
And we know that Tom Brady does. They like to do a lot of short stuff, and they're effective with that. I mean, that first touchdown was Taylor. It was a screen to the receiver, and it worked out perfectly. So he's good at getting the ball out of his hand. He knows he's 41 years old. So he other than a quarterback sneak here and there when he needs it, he ain't moving.
Right.
So we got to work on plays that are quick. Snap. 1-2, hit my receiver, blockers. Let's see what we can make out of it. So, and that's what the Dolphins did the week before too, because you had to kind of, I don't want to say dumb down, but we had to kind of limit things. And luckily for them, Gase and Osweiler had worked together before in Denver, so they kind of knew how to. One knew what the other one wanted and how to be properly used, and so that worked against the Bears. But when you have that many opportunities when a guy drops back, that to really not get much pressure on, despite they're trying to avoid that and do things quickly. You got to create some sort of pressure to get them to make a mistake, to get them to throw one more away. You get a stop where otherwise they got a first down.
And it's interesting because, and we're going to take a short time out here from Serenello's Ristorante Italiano, and that's again, and I understand he's a rookie head coach, but Matt Nagy, to me, sometimes when you're watching this football game, sometimes it's just football 101, right? They just do the simple, basic things, but it seems like they get a little bit too conservative, i.e. what we talked about regarding that last play of the first half. Don't be so conservative, right? Just trust yourself, first of all, the plays that you've drawn up, the fact that you can call these plays, and then trust the personnel. Trust the players themselves and say, hey, listen, we've worked on this all week doing practice. Let's give it a shot and see what we can do.
Being at home against the Patriots, it makes you think a certain way, especially when you're a rookie coach and you're keeping it close. You don't want to give your offense a chance to do anything stupid. But I get that.
Part of growing pains, though.
Yeah, it's part of the growing pains indeed.
But you got to take chances. Remember on one of the drives when the New England Patriots were knocking on the door and Tom Brady barking out the signals, the Catons, and he walks over talking to his guard, and then they quick snapped it? Remember that?
Yes.
That's Bill Belichick and the New England Patriots taking a chance.
Right.
They're gambling, right?
But they can gamble because they're five-time Super Bowl champions, and those guys are Hall of Famers. Hall of Famers can take chances.
That's true.
Rookie coaches, they can't take chances.
You know what?
Rookie coaches can't take chances.
You got to take chances because what that does for you and your coaching staff and the players is say, hey, you know what? My coach isn't afraid to take a chance on us.
But
My coach is not afraid to take a chance on us. I don't want to let my coach down. Let's see what we can do.
I don't know.
He's Kelly Lee Williams. Hold your thought. He's Kelly Lee Williams. Danny Carlino, the Italian Stallion. Yours truly, Jerry Riles. In the lounge area, the lounge bar on the second floor of Serenello's Restaurant de Italiano. Don't touch that smartphone. Don't touch the iPad. Don't touch the Samsung. Don't touch the MacBook Pro, the PC. Don't touch any of those devices. Keep it locked in. More Bears conversation coming up right after this short timeout.
It's the end of the quarter. Time for a break in the action. The hottest sports panel in Chicago will get back to the fast-paced action, streaming live on Facebook Live. We're back at it after this quick timeout. So don't you dare touch that iPhone, Android, iPad, Mac, or PC. Lock it in.
This portion of the Rewind Sports 60, broadcasting from Serenello's Ristorante, is brought to you by the Liquor Barn. They are friends of the program. From beers to spirits and champagne, the Liquor Barn is your libation destination for parties, banquets, weddings, and more. And don't forget to mark your calendars for the annual Wine Fest this fall. The Liquor Barn is located on the corner of Dundee and Milwaukee Avenue in Wheeling, 287 East Dundee Road, and their Niles location is 8170 West Golf Road. Feel free to drop by and say hello, and always remember to drink responsibly. This portion of the Rewind Sports 60, broadcasting from Serenello's Ristorante, is brought to you by the Liquor Barn. They are friends of the program. From beers to spirits and champagne, the Liquor Barn is your libation destination for parties, banquets, weddings, and more. And don't forget to mark your calendars for the annual Wine Fest this fall. The Liquor Barn is located on the corner of Dundee and Milwaukee Avenue in Wheeling, 287 East Dundee Road, and their Niles location is 8170 West Golf Road. Feel free to drop by and say hello, and always remember to drink responsibly. This portion of the Rewind Sports 60, broadcasting from Serenello's Ristorante, is brought to you by the Liquor Barn. They are friends of the program. From beers to spirits and champagne, the Liquor Barn is your libation destination for parties, banquets, weddings, and more. And don't forget to mark your calendars for the annual Wine Fest this fall. The Liquor Barn is located on the corner of Dundee and Milwaukee Avenue in Wheeling, 287 East Dundee Road, and their Niles location is 8170 West Golf Road. Feel free to drop by and say hello, and always remember to drink responsibly.
sports you want, you're in the right place.
Hello, Chicago.
The Rewind Sports 60.
That's the best in the city of Chicago.
Alshon Jeffrey uses it as well. There are a couple NFL players. I got you, man. Look at this. Jay-Z, our technical director. Thank you, sir.
He's no rookie coach.
It's called banter. It's called banter.
Boom! But yeah, Josh Bellamy of the Bears uses this thing.
Right on.
Alshon Jeffrey uses it. There are San Diego Padres. Some of them use it. It's going to be there's in negotiations with the national players, the alumni.
Oh, right on.
Former NFL players. This thing, it really works. The Beamer that I'm telling you guys and girls about, the Beamer.
The chastity belt.
Yeah. It's not a chastity.
Yeah, I mean, chastity belts are really in style.
Hey.
They're coming back.
Hey, it also works for ED. For those gentlemen out there that have the ED, it works there. It works for you there as well.
Edible Dalmatians?
Oh, jeez. This portion of the Rewind Sports 60, it is sponsored. I got to say this, Jason, before we get to our other sponsor. The Beamer Therapy. The Beamer improves microcirculation and promotes the blood flow in the smallest blood vessels.
That's what
The Beamer improves the performance of the body's cells, which in turn favors the body's own self-healing. Don't believe me? Call her right now. Tess Ryan. Her number, 773-982-4020. 773-982-4020. Get started. Get Beamerized today. Also, this portion of the Rewind Sports 60, ladies and gentlemen, it is sponsored by the Liquor Barn, our favorite friends located on the corner of Dundee Road and Milwaukee Avenue, right here in Wheeling. Drop in for all your wine, spirits, your beer, and mention the Rewind Sports 60. Guess what? You mention the Rewind Sports 60 to Marcel, to Tom, to Tim, to Sam, or any one of those lovely folks over there at the Liquor Barn. Tell them the Rewind Sports 60 sent you. They're going to give you a shot.
And a smack.
I don't know about a smack. They'll give you a shot.
They'll talk
a spiced
smack.
whiskey.
Okay.
A spiced whiskey. They're going to give you a shot. Yeah. So, Kelly, go over there and say, hey, the Rewind Sports 60 sent you.
I'm going to go
give
there.
you a shot.
I'm going to give you some spiced whiskey.
What if
And
you
listen.
do both at the same time, the get Beamerized and the spiced whiskey?
Dude, you'll be floating. You'll be on Cloud 9 for sure. And don't forget the 6th Annual Wine and Spirit Festival is just around the corner. Get your tickets today. I have some tickets here. Hey, listen, ladies and gentlemen, give us a call right now. You want to attend? 847, that's the test number. 847-777-0140. 847-777-040. Give us a call. You'll get an opportunity to attend the 6th Annual Wine Fest on Saturday, November 3rd, 5 to 9 p.m. at the Westin, right next door to the Serenello's Restaurant the Italiano. 601, well, it's here in Milwaukee, Lake Cook Road, right there on the corner. Come on down, the 6th Annual Wheeling Wine Fest. Tickets, you want them? 847.
The WWF.
777-0140. Kelly Lee Williams, Danny Carlino, the Italian Stallion, yours truly, Jerry Riles. Bears lose to the Packers and Tom Brady and company 38-31. They dropped to 3-3. Pats, they improved to 5-2. And does this sense that you guys that this is another Super Bowl driven team as far as the Pats are concerned?
The Pats are a Super Bowl driven team every single year, as long as Tom Brady is the quarterback and Belichick is the head coach.
And he can
that's
still
it.
run.
And that's it. I mean, there is really nothing anybody can say. I don't care if they start 0-4. It doesn't matter. I was like, and then we're like, we're gonna go on the Super Bowl. We're gonna beat them.
Well, how many years in a row they've been in the championship game?
Good Lord, man! I
unbelievable.
mean, come
It's like everyone
on.
else is playing for the chance to play them in the championship.
Right, basically, it's the Patriots and the question mark. That's about it.
Tom Brady, 25 of 36, 277 yards, 7.7 average, 3 touchdowns, 1 INT. Passer rating, Kelly Lee Williams,
100.
108.2.
Without his main target.
Without his main target.
Without his,
A guy who really there is no matchup for.
it really.
We saw him.
He's unbelievable.
He ran over the entire Chiefs defense just in that fourth quarter
He's
last
unbelievable.
week.
He's
plastered
unbelievable.
him. And it doesn't matter if he's there or not because Tom Brady is there. And as long
It's
as
Tom freaking Brady.
And he demands and commands the respect of every receiver, everybody that steps on that field with him. They know that if they do not get it right, they're going away. They're not even going to get another chance. So they are always stepping up and making those plays. It doesn't matter.
And you know
who it
what?
is.
And you're absolutely right. And guess who stepped up? Josh Gordon.
Yes,
4
Josh Gordon of all
receptions,
people.
100 yards, 25-point average, targeted 7 times. 55 was the longest reception. Josh Gordon has stepped up his game playing with the GOAT, the best of all time.
I mean, come on. That's what you go there. You go to the Patriots, either resurrect your career or get better. Randy Moss, he went there, undefeated season. Unfortunately, they lost in the Super Bowl, but wow. I mean, you play with the best, you're going to be the best. I mean, who's Chris Hogan? Who is Julian Edelman? These guys would
Julian Edelman is a tough kid.
Yeah, he's tough, but
tough.
Would he be Julian Edelman on the Jaguars, or Julian Edelman on the Cardinals, or Julian Edelman on the Lions? No. Tom Brady
Green
makes
Bay
him.
Packers?
Tom Brady.
Probably so.
No.
Really?
Not even.
Who's the best between Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady?
5. How many? 5 rings. 1. Tom Brady. You got to go Tom.
I think pure talent-wise, and maybe this is unfair to Tom Brady because of where he was drafted and some of the circumstances
Okay, fine.
of some of his
Pure
victories.
talent-wise, of course,
Well,
Aaron Rodgers. But as far as a
That's
winner,
what I'm talking about.
hey,
I mean,
I didn't say as a winner. I said who's better between the two.
We were talking before the show how the Patriots, and I don't want to make it seem like you talk about Lego, that, oh, well, if I look at the book and it says this part goes here, it's going to fit and it's going to work perfectly. But they sure made it look that way over
Exactly.
the past
Of course.
20 years.
Of
I mean,
course.
If Belichick, someone else's trash is their treasure. And it's not that Josh Gordon is not trash talent.
No.
His other stuff.
mental.
Yeah.
And they're almost in every situation, everybody thought, like, what the hell are they going to do with this guy?
Right.
25 yards to catch and 4 and target 7 times and 4 for 100.
Yeah.
That's what they're going to do
Right.
with the guy that nobody else wants. And yeah, fine, Aaron Rodgers can have all the talent in the world, but he's still not better than Tom Brady because Tom Brady is a better quarterback. He's got the arm. Rodgers got all the tools.
Yeah.
Tom Brady's got everything else. He's got the killer instinct. He's got the winner. He's the
Everything
winner.
with the Patriots seems to fit perfectly.
Yes.
And that
Yeah.
comes from the
Bill
whole
Belichick.
organization. The whole thing is do your job.
Yes.
You do your job, whether it's big job, small job. You have great talent coming in, or you're kind of mediocre, or you have some other problems away from the field. We're going to make the situation in a way that we're going to maximize whatever you have.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you're going to deflate the balls, you deflate the balls. If you're going to film the practices, you film the practices.
If you're going to smash your cell phone,
You smash
it
yourself
like a champ.
but you do it the Patriot way, baby. The Patriot way.
He's Kelly Lee Williams. He's Danny Carlino.
Well, it's not true.
Right?
Well, Tom Brady recently in an interview said that, and they're like a hand in glove, Belichick and Tom Brady. He said there are times where they do clash, and there are times that Tom Brady kind of questions some of the decisions that Belichick makes, but it's his job to go out there and get the job done. Now, he is the extension from Bill Belichick because in another recent article, I think just this past week that came out, we're reading about the late Aaron Hernandez.
Yes.
And, some disturbing stories that came out, not only from when he was at Florida with Urban Meyer, and Urban said, hey, don't draft this kid. He's not good. Don't draft him, right? Of course, he goes to New England, and the Pats have him. There were times where they said that Aaron Hernandez it's like a light switch. He's like the most kind-hearted, sensitive individual, but then he had a fuse as
He has
well.
his Niagara
And to
Falls
go
moment.
yeah,
Yes.
exactly. And there was one situation where Tom Brady, this guy was horsing around. He came out on the field in his flip-flops doing practice, and Tom Brady was upset and said, hey, let's get your, he scolded him in his Tom Brady way. And Aaron Hernandez he went berserk, ballistic, and flipped off. But because it was Tom Brady, there was really nothing he can do, and he went back to the locker room. So Tom Brady and Bill Belichick, they're certainly on the same page. There's no question about it. And we're on the same page as well. Kelly Lee Williams, Danny Carlino, the Italian Stallion. When we come back from the short timeout, the man of the hour, he's the one, he's the only, Marty B, the man on the street. Is he over here? Is he over there? Is he under the table?
He's
Is
everywhere.
he right in your home? He's Marty B. He's right here at Serenello's. Keep it locked in. This is the Rewind Sports 60. Lock it in.
It's the end of the quarter. Time for a break in the action. The hottest sports panel in Chicago will get back to the fast-paced action, streaming live on Facebook Live. We're back at it after this quick timeout, so don't you dare touch that iPhone, Android, iPad, Mac, or PC. Lock it in.
portion of the Rewind Sports 60, broadcasting from Serenillo's Vistarante, is brought to you by the Liquor Barn. They are friends of the program. From beers to spirits and champagne, the Liquor Barn is your libation destination for parties, banquets, weddings, and more. And don't forget to mark your calendars for the annual Wine Fest this fall. The Liquor Barn is located on the corner of Dundee and Milwaukee Avenue in Wheeling, 287 East Dundee Road, and their Niles location is 8170 West Gulf Road. Feel free to drop by and say hello, and always remember to drink responsibly.
You want, you're in the right place.
Hello, Chicago!
The Rewind Sports 60.
That's the best in the city of Chicago.
Rewind Sports 60, Jerry Riles. The man on the street, Marty B, is in the house, ladies and gentlemen. We have to let you know, programming note, of course. We're on Comcast every Tuesday and Wednesday. Tuesday, 6 o'clock. If you're in Lake County area, so Highland Park, Lake Forest, Cary, Gurnee, Waukegan, all the way up there to the Wisconsin border. I think also up around the Racine area. So if you have Comcast in the Lake County area, Tuesdays at 6 o'clock, you can check out the Rewind Sports 60. Wednesday in the northern suburbs, of course, Wheeling, Buffalo Grove, Palatine, Arlington Heights. You can definitely catch us every Wednesday at 7 p.m. on Comcast. So make sure you check it out. Channel 19, Channel 35 on Wednesdays at 7. Channel 17 at 6 o'clock on Tuesdays in Lake County. It's the Rewind Sports 60. Make sure you check us out on YouTube, Facebook Live, I think Instagram as well, but you can definitely check us out. Check out our website. It's the rewindsports60.com, the rewindsports60.com. Remember to put the up there, T-H-E, rewindsports60.com. And he's the man of the hour. We'd like to thank Jason. Well, Jason's in there, always doing a great job. We'd like to thank Danny Carlino, Kelly Lee Williams. They had the bulk, but the man of the hour is in the house. He's here, Marty B, the man on the street. How are you, Marty?
Terrific, Jerry. Good afternoon. It's great to see you.
You're looking dapper.
Well, I have to follow suit.
I'm telling you, you know, we're getting ready for the fall. The temperatures have been really crisp the past couple of days.
Yes, they have been slipping down, but I'm ready for some invigorating prep football action beginning this Friday night. 5 weeks of chaos. It's the high school prep playoffs.
There you go, Marty.
Oh, I'm ready. Oh,
my goodness.
But before we get into anything, I am excited about the World Series.
Oh, my goodness. It's Marty, and I was talking with the other guys off the air. I don't know how much of baseball, the playoffs, you've been able to catch.
Just practically all of it. I'm a baseball
phenomenal
guy.
It's been unbelievable.
It is. And you know what especially stands out? All aspects of the game quite naturally stand out. The outfield play.
Unbelievable.
Oh!
Those outfielders for the Boston Red Sox, impeccable. And I'm sorry, the Milwaukee Brewers, they had a fantastic team, an incredible team, a very well-disciplined team. Craig Counsell is did a fantastic job with this baseball team, but those outfielders that they have as well, I was looking for that matchup. The Milwaukee Brewers outfield, they're pretty good.
They're doggone good, and the Los Angeles Dodgers outfielders are no slack.
No slouches at all.
And that catch that Taylor made last night, that just turned the game around.
It
would have been 2-2, and who knows what could have happened.
Dude, it's unbelievable. How about the catch? Was it Game 5 where the end of the game?
Oh yeah. Oh my.
Oh. Marty, it's been great pitching. Verlander. And how about when Verlander and Chris Sale matched up against each other, and everyone thought that was going to be a doozy, and both these guys had the nerve. They were nervous, and they were walking the bases loaded and walking in runs and throwing wild pitches and everything. I mean, if you don't like baseball, this World Series I think is going to be incredible. These playoffs have been phenomenal.
Oh, they have.
My goodness.
It's lived up to expectations,
yes.
and
then
I only hope, and I'm sure it won't be, but I only hope the World Series won't be anticlimactic.
I don't think it will be.
No, I don't think it will either. I really don't.
It's going to be. I believe it's going to be must-see TV, and I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a Game 7. The way these teams are fighting back and forth, and like you talked about, the outfield play for the Boston Red Sox is unbelievable. And, of course, Yasiel Puig for the Los Angeles Dodgers is finally – he's not acting crazy anymore. He's focused.
He's producing.
Yeah.
He's an exciting player.
He is incredible. Talk about a freak of nature. That guy is definitely – I mean, he's a physical specimen.
Oh, yeah.
But he's incredible.
I love it. Oh, man. Yeah.
I got goosebumps just talking about him, Marty.
Me too, Jerry. I want to just kind of slide over this a little bit, but I'm a little bit, I don't know, I would love to get your reaction, and I wonder what our audience is thinking about the somewhat, maybe it's just inappropriate play by Manny Machado. A couple of things that he's pulled here.
Yeah, Chris Yelich said after that game, said that he's just a dirty player. It was a dirty play as a dirty player.
Yeah.
And Aguilar, the first baseman for the Milwaukee Brewers, it's a routine play at first base, and he had his right foot on the bag, and Machado, you can tell he wanted to do something. You could tell the wheels were spinning in his head. He kind of slowed up, placed his right foot on the bag, and then his left foot, he kind of dragging it along the way to purposely collide on that back leg, and could have seriously injured.
Very sad. And with all these replays and these examinations of these controversial plays, the viewing doesn't lie.
Not at all.
Pictures don't lie.
Not at all. Not at all. And especially when they slowed it up. And I can tell you this. I truly believe, had it been during the regular season, it would have been a brawl. There would have been a brawl.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, there would have. The bench is cleared now. The bench is cleared, but there were no punches. But
nobody wants to get thrown out of anything. Just like in the hockey season in the playoffs, you don't see much fighting.
Yep.
Nobody wants to lose ice time.
Well, Marty, we're running short on time.
Yes, okay, we got to get to something.
On the street.
Yes. Before I get into a couple of prep sports material here, ladies and gentlemen, if you've never been an election judge, Cook County's running short of election judges. There's still time to apply to work on Election Day, November 6th. All you've got to do is go to cookcountyclerk.com/work. Again, that's cookcountyclerk.com/work. $200 to be an election judge. We desperately need your help. You'll find it very fulfilling, and you'll really feel as though you did your civic duty.
Wow, you know what, Marty? I may look at this. You know, our own Danny Carlino, the Italian Stallion, acts as an election judge as well.
And I have been for several years myself.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I can look into this. This is interesting. So what do they call?
Yeah.
Or you go to the email.
Yeah, that's the best thing to do is do that right now. And it's ladies and gentlemen, do this within the next couple of days, because if you've never done this before, you will have to go to a training session.
Oh, really?
But there is a couple of weeks now to get this done. You've only got 2 weeks of actual time to prepare for this.
Roman, can you get a close-up of this? There you go. Work on Election Day. Election judges, $200. Equipment managers, what does that mean?
Yeah, well, then you've set up that gets a little bit technical. You've got to set up all the equipment, make sure everything is working right. If you don't have a whole lot of technical experience in that area, probably be a little difficult. But if you're certainly have the credentials, by all means apply for it.
So what do? You just go and set up the equipment and then come back at the end and break it down?
Oh, no, you're there the whole day, just in case something goes wrong.
Oh, wow.
And you also perform other duties as well.
Cook County
checking in voters.
.com/work. Go to Cook County Clerk.com/work. What else you got before we spring you?
Yeah, okay. Time
flies when you have
fun.
Hey, Marty,
I know.
This is the fastest hour in sports conversation. It's the fastest hour.
It's unbelievable. It's over before it starts.
Boom.
Now, if you're a veteran, important. If you're a veteran, you probably oftentimes ask yourself, what am I entitled to? Well, ladies and gentlemen, veterans, you can find out by going into Chicago on this Thursday over at the Richard J. Daley Center from noon until 1:30. That's this Thursday, October 25th. Brian Kloss is the executive director for Veterans Legal Support Center and the clinic. He's a graduate of the John Marshall Law School, where he is still affiliated, and Sharon Buchanan. Miss Buchanan is the Veteran Service Officer for the Illinois Department of Veterans Affairs. They are going to address the disability situation, medical, and we all have to think about it at some point in time, funeral benefits, aid and attendance benefits for the application process, and then just navigating through the whole VA system. I'm a veteran and it really confuses me sometimes, but they're going to educate you. So if you'd like to do it, it's a free complimentary senior enrichment seminar. Any veteran can go, but it is pretty much geared for the senior.
Okay,
So
okay.
again, Thursday, October 25th, just show up 12 noon to 1:30 at the Richard J. Daley Center, and it is on the concourse level, room CL115.
Marty, you're the man. We're going to have to spring it, man. The time sure flies. I know you got a bunch of information here, but Jay-Z, our technical director, is saying, Jerry, we got to wrap this thing up. But thank you so very much, and we'll definitely see you next week.
We will, Jerry. I look forward to it.
We'll definitely see you next week, and we'll definitely get all the high school football action in that's taking place. A lot of stuff taking place around Wheeling and the Chicagoland area. For Marty B, the man on the street, Danny Carlino, the Italian Stallion, Kelly Lee Williams, and of course Jay-Z and Roman, the entire Rewind Sports 60 family. You've been watching another edition of the Rewind Sports 60, broadcasting from the world's famous Serenello's Ristorante Italiano right here in the heart of Wheeling. Have a great rest of your day. Enjoy the week, and we'll see you here next time after the Bears victory, hopefully. Bears fall to the New England Patriots by a score of 38-31. Bears postgame, the Rewind Sports 60. Take care, everybody.
Be blessed, everyone.
This portion of the Rewind Sports 60, broadcasting from Serenello's Ristorante, is brought to you by the Liquor Barn. They are friends of the program. From beers to spirits and champagne, the Liquor Barn is your libation destination for parties, banquets, weddings, and more. And don't forget to mark your calendars for the annual Wine Fest this fall. The Liquor Barn is located on the corner of Dundee and Milwaukee Avenue in Wheeling, 287 East Dundee Road, and their Niles location is 8170 West Golf Road. Feel free to drop by and say hello, and always remember to drink responsibly.